Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Mike, aka Scarfinger, aka PTCAC representative, and I'm recording a video today. I don't know why. I think just generally, I just kind of wanted to talk, and just kind of let y'all know what's been happening. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened over the last couple of months, and I don't really know where to start. So let me just start. Well, first of all, as you can probably see, there's a different background behind me because I moved. I moved into a place of my own, and the transition was not necessarily difficult, but the transition has been, it's just been a lot. It's been a lot to deal with. It's not necessarily difficult, but it's been a lot to deal with. So there's on that front, there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes. Like, this is really the first regular place that I've had on my own, without anyone else. So, like, trying to figure out how my budget is supposed to work, how my bills are going to get paid, and all of that stuff has been it's been a very uphill battle, because when I got into this place, it was I've said on the podcast Scarcasm, if you don't know, there was a difference in what I was told before getting into this place, what the price was going to be, and then after, once I actually had a conversation with the people that I needed to have the conversation with. So there was a price difference, and that changed a lot for me, especially doing this alone. Doing this alone is so I had prepared to have I have a lot of stuff prepared as far as anything with art, with the candles, or with the wax melts and all of that kind of stuff. I had a lot of stuff planned, but I had to put a lot of that stuff on hold because I had to pack. And then also there was a part of this where the move was supposed to happen sooner than it actually did, and the stuff was already packed away, so it wasn't really a whole lot I can do on that end because the stuff was already packed away. So, like, what do? Do you unpack it all just to pack it all back up when it's time? It's just been a lot, and so I'm finally able to, it's been almost 2 months, but there's been a lot of, like, peaks and valleys during these last 2 months, and just me trying to work around, like, what's my new workflow going to be, what my new workspace is going to be, because the space is the biggest thing for me right now. I don't think I have a space where I can paint, because the place where I was previous to now, I had a lot more room to set up a large table in order to do some things and to film. My kitchen here is a lot smaller, and even though I can, I figured out a way to get some candles made. I did actually make some candles, and they'll be up on the site. I did figure that out. I don't know how I'm going to figure out actually filming that so that I can make videos for you. So it's just going to be a little bit weird, of just a trial and error. Is probably going to be a lot of, if I do record something, it'll be like me recording it and then recording a voiceover, because since my biggest problem with recording where I was is because I was in a big kitchen dining room area, and my freezer makes a lot of noise. Well, now the place that I actually have to set up a table to make anything is directly right next to the freezer. So it's probably gonna be a lot of voiceover stuff. That's stuff for me to figure out on my end that has no bearing on you. And so, like, I'm really just starting to really get back into it. I made a bunch of I made a bunch of candles, and I made some new stuff, like some new fragrances that I really really like. I think I learned so far almost every fragrance that I have used that has cashmere in it has been my jam. Like, I don't know what it is about cashmere. Like, even before I started making my own stuff, Glade's Cashmere Woods was my jam for, air freshener. And I did actually have some wax melts of the Cashmere Glow. I mean, not Cashmere Woods. So like the cashmere stuff, I don't know what it is about cashmere, but for some reason it really works for your boy. So, and then I have a bunch of stuff. I actually ordered more of the Fruit Loops fragrance oil, and that stuff smells really really good. It just smells just like Fruit Loops. And I actually made some candles of it. I had some candles. Some jars that I bought. They're ball 8-ounce jars that I bought a while ago, and they were great to actually make candles with. And then when it's time to label them, because they're ball, the brand Ball, they have their imprinting on the, is it embossed? But it's on the jar and it pokes out. I think it's embossed. Don't get me lying on that one. But it's embossed, and like trying to figure out where to put my label. Like, if my label was any larger than what it is, I probably wouldn't have anything I probably wouldn't have anywhere to actually put the label on this thing. So, but then I also ordered some more 9-ounce jars. So I ordered some more of these. These are my 9-ounce jars. I'll order some more for anyone listening to this audio only. It's just the classics. On the website PTCAChandcrafted.com. Speaking of PTCAChandcrafted.com, I've been thinking about a name change. I think that the name Peace Through Colors Arts and Crafts worked really well for me in the beginning, because it described how I felt about painting, but it doesn't really describe how I feel about making candles and wax melts. So I was thinking about a name change. There's a lot of I actually put this on Facebook a while ago, and I got some suggestions, but I don't know if I even want to do those. I have a couple of things in mind, which is on one hand is a good thing. I have a couple of things in mind of what I might want to change the name to, and like changing the name before everything is like super official is a good idea, because once the trademarks and stuff are filed, then it's really difficult to just say, you know what, I'm rebranding. That might be an issue, but I think that there's it's limiting to me, because there's things that I wanted to do. Like, there's things that I wanted to take this and turn it into a podcast also. So now, like, what do I call the podcast? Do I just call it something else? And then, like, all of these things are supposed to relate to this one thing that I have not renamed yet. And then, like, I have a domain name that I pay for. I have an email address. So, like, do I change all of it? Do I change some of it? I don't know, and it's just going to be an ongoing thing for me to really figure this whole thing out. And like I said, I do want to do the podcast. I am a podcaster. That's one of my side things that I do. I podcast at these days 2 to 3 times a week, so there's been a lot going on there. So I figured that, like, when I record these and I really want to talk, I can rip this audio and put it to a podcast. I'll probably start with something like Anchor, because Anchor lets you start for basically nothing, and you kind of work your way up from there. I figured just do that instead of putting it on the main feed, because these things have nothing that it don't really have anything to do with each other. Like, my art and my candle making and stuff like that, even though a lot of times I do mention it in the other places, it doesn't seem like having a longer discussion about these things really jive with that. And so it's just kind of it's an ongoing situation. There's been some things, for the last couple of weeks I've been sick. So that's been an ongoing issue. No, it's not been COVID. I've been shot. I've had my shots and everything. It hasn't been COVID. And then there's also been a little bit of mental stuff. I've spoke on this before. Sometimes brother kind of falls away a little bit. So there's been some things there. But all in all, I really want to get back to this. I really want to get back to making more candles. I really want to have a place where I can make my paintings and stuff again, because, paintings, even though they don't bring me the kind of, they don't bring in the kind of money that the candles and wax melts do, but they bring something. It brings something inside of me creating in that manner. It's like I said, it's separate. So it's going to be a situation where I got to figure that out, and I got to figure out how to do that without making a huge mess of everything, which is the most important thing. Try not to make a mess, even though I'm making a mess when I'm doing fluid art. Try not to make a mess like on the floor outside, because obviously I can't use what I can't use the area where I would normally use, like being in my kitchen or something like that. I can't do that anymore. So I may be somewhere else, like maybe in the middle of my living room with a camera and a setup, trying to figure this whole thing out. So that's going to be an interesting proposition. And there's going to be some videos when I can get everything set up and I can try to record it. I have a new place. Look, I have walls. They have absolutely nothing on them yet. So doing just art for myself in some cases, and just trying to get stuff designed and put together, and it's gonna be a process, but it's a process that I'm looking forward to. And my daughter's gonna be here in a few weeks, so her and I are gonna put some things together, and we're gonna design some things for myself, design some things for her in her room back in her other home. And I think there's a lot of things to do, and I'm very much looking forward to getting that stuff done. And I'm also looking forward to just getting out there and just kind of talking with y'all. It's been a few months, and I hope everything is well with you. Everything is well with me, and we should, I think we should keep this going. I would like to grow this. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing ever, but I hope that we can grow this and be semi-meaningful parts of each other's lives. I would appreciate that, and I hope that you would appreciate something from me. And if there's anything that you need from me, you need me to do, you want me to say, you want me to answer, just send it my way. All of the information is in the description box below. And if I do actually rip this and start it on a podcast, it will be in the episode description there. So there's a couple of questions that I did get asked. There's a couple of questions that I did get asked that seems so weird to say. And so I'm going to answer those. I'm going to do those one at a time. So, because I talk too much, and this has already been 15 minutes. So, yeah. I just wanted to say hi to y'all, and I ended up talking for 15 minutes, doing absolutely. Yeah, this is way too easy for me to do. Just sit here and talk to y'all, but do the things like, share, subscribe, share to your people. We back in the building. I'm still working on how I'm going to be able to set up something for some art. So please do, if that's something you want to see, if that's something that you want me to try, something that you want me to make, even if you think it might be something that you want me to make for you, holla at your boy. Everything is in the descriptions, whether it's the episode descriptions or the description down below on the YouTubes. Thank you for checking your boy out, and hopefully I'll be back with some more stuff. I'm going to show y'all some of the those ball jars that I made. I'm going to do a video on those, and we'll be back. Peace out to the warriors.